No days off, take no breaks. You in my lane, you in my way. You cross that line, it ain't your day. I lost my mind. I need my spot.
This week on the tie.
Mike, good friend, 5 stars.
Spit swapping and controller swapping.
I would like to shout out.
Hello and welcome to the tie-ins. I'm Johnny.
I'm Cartel.
I'm Mike.
This week we did a deep dive into close relatives, but before we get to that, how you guys doing? Has it been? It's been a while since we did a normal episode, huh?
A very long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We've had the holiday break.
You playing anything new? Watching anything new, Cartel?
What's that? What we played them Gotham Knights.
Yes, we did.
And that Predator Hunting Grounds.
Both games not as bad as their reviews. I'm enjoying both of them, but Gotham Knights is definitely better co-op. I don't think I'd be enjoying it by myself.
I mean, it's the Arkham games, just co-op. So, like, if you like playing the Arkham games, it's just another like Arkham style game. So, yeah.
But from what I understood, not as good.
But it's yeah. I mean, nothing is going to be as good as those Arkham games. Those things are classics and they're perfect. Like those defined what modern games are now, or at least the first two, City and or Asylum and City.
That's pretty high praise.
I mean, you guys,
what I hear,
guys are
they
the ones
deserve it.
missing out.
We'll get there.
You guys are the ones missing out. So, yeah. I think I own them on every available system that I can.
How about you, Michael? You've been playing anything new there? Watching anything new?
For the first time in a while, I can say yes, actually. I got Tiny Tina's Wonderland for Christmas, and I've been playing that quite a bit.
I forgot about that. That wasn't even the one I thought you were going to say.
Actually, really good. Took a little bit to get into, but now that I'm into it, I really enjoy that game. So, very fun spin on Borderlands with the D&D, and a lot of fun, different spells and guns that you can have. So, I like it a lot. I have been playing Last of Us slowly, and watching Last of Us, and enjoying both of those. Although, I mean, we'll get to that, but still not a fan of QuickTime events. Even though I'm enjoying the game. And then
so sick of zombies.
But you know that,
although you're not supposed to say zombies when it comes to The Last of Us.
Yeah. They have a good spin on it though, with the cordyceps, and they're fast and actually strong and stuff. So I got a little bit tired of the slow Walking Dead ones that are so dumb you wonder how anyone possibly dies. And then I've been binging The Servant and got caught up on that. So now I actually have to wait. It's a M. Night Shyamalan series, Apple TV, I think. And
rich man, that Apple TV.
Got that Apple TV
what is
money.
That like? That's like a $5,000 a month for that.
It's close, yeah.
But doesn't it come free if you get like a new Apple product? Like you just get it like for like a year?
I don't know. I don't have that kind of money if you get new Apple products.
that's even more expensive.
Yeah, that's too much. No.
I mean, I just thought like maybe you upgraded a phone recently or something like that. You know?
No, we do actually pay for it. It's legit. We're not sharing logins or anything like that. But I don't know. It's the standard like M. Night thing where you're sort of spending the time trying to figure out, is this actually like involving ghosts and magic and stuff like that? Or is it just somebody, tricking everybody and gaslighting them? So it goes back and forth between being supernatural or, completely plausible. Still haven't figured out which it is.
But what is the premise?
The premise is that this lady left her newborn in the car, and it died because it was so hot, and she basically goes crazy. And as part of the depression and like the fragile mental state she was in, the therapist gave her a realistic looking doll to help her with the depression. And then a nanny came to help them. I was supposed to pretend that the doll was real because the mother thinks that the doll is real, basically. And then like that night the baby is back. Like the baby's back alive, and the mom doesn't know the difference. She just thinks everything's the same. She has no idea that she killed the baby.
Yeah. So, aren't there like 3 other doll movies and shows right now?
I don't know.
You talking about Megan?
Yes, I guess. And is
Okay,
there
well,
another one?
I haven't seen that one, and maybe
I have not
Annabelle.
Oh, but you know
Or-
what? The Servant has Ron Weasley. This is probably his biggest. I don't even know his real name from Harry Potter.
I was just reading something about him this morning.
Was it Rupert?
Rupert Grint.
So yeah, he's all grown up,
Important
and this is probably his biggest thing since then.
Right on. I too have been playing The Last of Us with Michael. We've been spit swapping and controller swapping. I have also been playing Gotham Knights with Cartel. Basically everything you guys just said, I do it, but better. What else new have I played? I know there's something. I should have thought about this while you guys were talking instead of
Predator?
conversing with you.
I would like to shout out that
Ew! Don't shout out anything. Go ahead, shart it out.
that Maniac of New York is going to get a third season of the comic book. So there's like the first series, and then the second series just ended, and the third one's coming. So read that if you like horror comics. You know, like a Jason Takes Manhattan type thing.
Is that what it is? Like,
Yeah, it's like, all right, so the premise is like that there's this mass killer, unstoppable force type thing, like a Jason, if you will,
gotcha.
terrorizing New York, and the only way to like combat it is to just be like, hey, there's been reports of this guy over here, and so avoid that area because there's nothing they can do to stop him. So
How did this tie
Also,
into what Johnny was saying?
So he's just like a weather event now? Like,
yep,
that's kind of cool. That's a cool
Yeah.
premise.
yeah, no, it's just like, oh, like New Yorkers are just like, so like, well, whatever, like as long as it's not near me and in my neighborhood, you know. So it's a cool little series, and it's been fun, and I guess you could say it ends on a cliffhanger, and but now that you know that it's getting a season 3 or series 3, whatever, it's like, well, okay, I guess he's back.
Are they going to do a game tie-in?
I don't know. I don't even know if this thing has any steam, but I need, people need to buy it and read it and stuff. So, highly
Hear
recommend
that,
it.
listeners? Get this train moving. But yes, how did that tie in with what I was saying?
Well, I just wanted to throw that in there before we moved on to the next section.
I mean, I guess besides the games that I've been playing with you guys, I've also been playing Willow for an upcoming podcast, the NES Willow. And I also just got Hunt. Oh, and me and Cartel been rocking that golf, that PGA Tour 2K23.
It's all about that fashion drip in that game. So,
And Predator.
When it comes to computer golf games, I'm like a beautiful mind with that shit. I never lose. Yeah, been playing Predator, and I also got Hunt that I've only played the tutorial for. So, but it's like I would describe it as what is that game, Cartel? I never remember. I would describe it as Dead by Daylight mixed with like Tarkov or PUBG kind of thing. But yeah, that looks cool and spooky. I'm just trying to get these dummies to play with me.
trying to get a squad together.
Yeah.
Well, I do own it now, so we will get to it. We've got like three other games we're in the middle of playing.
I started watching that I guess you call it a documentary. But that Paul T. Goldman documentary on Peacock, really weird. But that's been interesting. I've caught up on Doom Patrol, which makes me sad because I was really enjoying that.
I hear good things. I need to watch that.
Yeah, you definitely need to watch it. It's good. And I'm about to crack into Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm excited about that.
On
PC.
Okay.
Oh, and when I'm at Mike's house, when he's not home, I've been playing Biomutant on his PS5. And
You're welcome.
I want to say it's good, but it's mindlessly good. If you pay too close attention to it, you'll get bored. But if you're just running around beating shit up, it's super fun. I definitely think it's up your alley, Cartel.
Okay.
That's what you've been doing instead of playing Tiny Tina?
Yes.
And leveling
that
up
is
your
what
guy?
I've been doing. Yes. And giving your sons dating advice. I don't know why. I don't know why they would take it from me, but
They need to call Cartel.
No, they don't even call me. Been single pretty much my entire life. It's been great.
All right, well, yeah, that's what I've been up to. Let's hop into our what hopefully soon, as of this record, our first episode is releasing this week. So hopefully soon will be a listener question. All right, so this week's question was, what is your favorite game soundtrack / song? Cartel, we're going to you first.
Bloody Tears from Castlevania 2.
Rain
But
and
I mean,
Blood?
it's also been like it's in like a lot of Castlevania games since then, pretty much all of them. But yeah, that do. Oh, I'm not even gonna try to. We all know I have no tone. But yeah,
That is, I'm jamming to that. That's pretty good. I've never actually played through any of the Castlevanias, not all the way at least.
I mean, they're good ones.
But we're gonna have to because they have a tie-in. Is this a Castlevania cartoon now? All right, Michael.
So I have
Same to you, pal.
I have one all-time favorite, but I wrote down a lot actually.
Okay, go for it.
I'll start with not my number one, but a really good one is actually what I'm playing right now in Last of Us, and they're actually using the Last of Us game soundtrack in the HBO show, which I think is pretty cool. That the game soundtrack is good enough for HBO to think that they could use it as is for the show. Good soundtrack.
Yeah,
but
it's nice that video game soundtracks are finally getting recognition as
yeah.
beautifully composed music.
But I couldn't say that there's
So
a
wait,
singular
are you
song or
saying
anything
this?
like that.
Are you saying the score or like the are there like popular music throughout the show?
No,
Sorry.
it's a score.
Okay.
And along that same vein is Halo. Couldn't say that there's like a specific song or anything like that. I mean, obviously the one everybody knows.
It's the Alrighty Then song, right?
Like
Ace
the,
Ventura. The
Yes. Yep.
Alrighty Then.
yes.
Yeah.
Super memorable. Everyone knows the Halo song. I think Doom 2, fantastic soundtrack all the way through. If you were like talking albums where you're just thinking like all the way through the entire thing, every song is a banger. Doom 2 is like that. And my second to best is Mario 2, Super Mario 2. The one with Luigi. and
Really?
Princess
Doki Doki
Peach.
Panic?
Mario 2, awesome. And then number one of all time is Ocarina of Time.
Hold on one second. Are you a fan of Mario 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't meet a lot of fellow fans of Mario 2, and strangely we've never talked about this.
Yeah, I love Mario 2.
I love how Luigi jumps super high.
He's
and
got
his little
he's
legs
twinkle
wiggle
toes.
the entire
Yeah.
time.
He's twinkle
so
toes.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mario 2 is actually my ringtone. Although it's on silent all the time, but it is my ringtone. And Ocarina of Time, number one, best soundtrack ever. Only game that I would still say like, just songs that soundtrack gets stuck in my head, out of the blue for no reason, and I'll just be doing like The Lost Woods all day.
I like it. I actually, I'm going to start at my number one and work my way down. My number one is actually the overworld theme from Zelda. It used to be my ringtone, but I found that I would just start jamming out to it and not realize it was my phone ringing, and I would miss calls, so I had to get rid of that. Cartel reminded me when we were talking about this that I super duper love the Commodore 64 version of the Ghostbusters theme. The Ghostbusters theme. He's partial to the Sega version, Cartel?
Yeah, I had the Master System growing up. That was probably the first game I had.
And I will say that I've played the Master System version. It is better than the Commodore 64 version, but I prefer the Commodore 64 song. Oh, that is good, Mike. Sorry, I was listening to Super Mario 2.
It's the best.
And then it's a very short song, but it gets caught in my head all the time. The map scroll or in between level song from NES Ghosts and Goblins. Listen to that banger. I sent it to you guys.
Alright.
So good. That will just constantly pop into my head whenever I am switching tasks or anything. To me, it's a transitional song.
Like when you go in and out of rooms.
Yep. I have to pause in the doorway.
Yep.
load myself into the next room.
You know what we're gonna hear about though, is nobody here
That none of us
chose
picked
Final Fantasy.
I am not a Final Fantasy fan.
And neither am I. But Final Fantasy is like number one on so many best lists for soundtracks.
Yeah, it is, but I never got into Final Fantasy because I don't like technology in my fantasy. Just keep me with the swords and the magic. Don't give me mechs.
And for GoldenEye, that's not a game theme. That's a movie theme.
That's true. That is true.
Not an original
but
score.
I brought up Ghostbusters, so
True.
But yeah, I think that answers those questions.
Zelda made it high on this overall.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course, Zelda music's amazing.
Yes.
I am super happy to learn that you are a Super Mario Brothers 2 fan. Pull up them turnips.
I like to pull up the turnips and throw them at people.
What about you, Cartel? You a Super Mario 2 fan? You're a Sega kid. Never mind. Get out of here.
Yeah, I was late to the game on Mario 1, 2, and 3.
All right. Well, we can't all be perfect. And with our new format, this is our first episode with our new format. I don't know if I've said that already. Now is the time where we go to break. And we're back. This week's movie was a Cartel choice. He loves these movies. We did Furious 7. Let me run through my spiel and then I'll pass it on to you, Cartel. Furious 7 is a 2015 American action film directed by James Wan and written by Chris Morgan. It was distributed by Universal Pictures, and it stars, and if I miss anybody, that's Wikipedia's fault, Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Dwayne Johnson, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Chris Ludacris Bridges, Jordana Brewster. Oh boy. Anybody know how to say that? I don't want to mess it up.
I don't.
Digimon?
Oh,
Hansu?
Jamon Hansu. Yeah.
Jamon Hansu. Kurt Russell and Jason Statham. Cartel, you want to give us some background and premise and make it fast and make it furious? Because I'm curious.
I want to hear your furious voice.
Well,
Dude, that's not fast though.
when you're out there racing a quarter mile at a time, you gotta know you gotta drink a Corona with your family.
If you're hungry, what are you eating?
I didn't hear the B in family.
What are you having for lunch?
Tuna no crust. Yeah, no, this is Fast and Furious. Like the first one was like a Point Break ripoff. It's just Point Break, just cars and undercover cops. And then at some point they made it into a, what do you call it, team up movie that they're these mercenaries for the U.S. government to take out, unnamed terrorists or off the grid terrorists or whatever, black ops, whatever. So yeah, pretty much what happens. And this is the one with
not much to him.
This is the one with the death of Paul Walker, and not the death of Paul Walker, but
I was very surprised. I thought it happened way earlier.
I did too. I thought it was like 3 or 4. I had no idea they were already at 7 when he passed.
I guess we should get it out of the way. Cartel has seen all of these. I've seen maybe 3 with parts of 5, and not in order, and not.
Well, let's just go ahead and say it. You guys have maybe seen these, but probably not.
I've seen parts of
Probably
few,
not.
and I found out that the one that I saw, I think all the way through, was 6. 6 is the one that ends with the runway scene, I believe.
After watching this, I realized I had seen this one.
And there's a funny fan wiki on that last scene of Furious 6, which doesn't really do us any good since we watched Furious 7. But that runway scene apparently took so long that somebody did the calculation for how fast they were going and how long the runway would need to be for the scene to actually take place. And it's like a minimum of an 18-mile runway, probably a 28-mile runway.
I actually saw that meme on Facebook today. I guess because I've been saying Fast and Furious in front of my phone so much.
Yep. Targeted ads.
It showed me a Fast and Furious meme of all of Europe with a runway across it.
So yes, that's the one that I have seen most recently. And then I've probably seen 1 through 3 just as background noise.
In my research, I also found out that Cartel, you led us astray here, sir. This game that you made us play to match up with this movie takes place after Fast and the Furious 8.
Okay, so I messed up.
But it's all good. We'll get to it.
Why-
There's
we can
plenty other
always
Fast and Furious games.
We
Why
can
did we
always
start
go
with
back.
7?
Oh, because it's the best one.
Okay. I just wanted to know. We left it up to you. And you were very adamant that number 7 is where we start.
Well, I mean, it's the best one.
Okay.
Is this a just your opinion, or is this a general consensus? You're the Fast and Furious expert.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's either this one or Fast 5 for everyone's like favorite, and I went with this one because we get Mr. Nobody, and Mr. Nobody's in the game, so or at least he's at least mentioned, so that's kind of why I figured it would work. I actually looked up when the game takes place, so that's my bad.
All right. Fast 5 does have the best rating.
What did you do to us, Cartel? So in this one, Letty, Michelle Rodriguez, her character, doesn't have her memory for most of the movie. And at the very beginning, Dom takes her to an event that they created. And I would like to ask you, Cartel, if you were a part of this event, where do you think you'd fall in the race wars?
Am I heading down to Race Wars? You're goddamn right I am.
It's such a horrible name.
It's problematic for sure.
No one. Look. They just pump these movies out. They don't put a second pass. It's okay. It's okay. All right.
Oh man.
I think they were shouting out the original title of the film, so it's got to be what it was.
Like they had become such a phenomenon that everybody knows the trivia behind it, so we don't have to go through the trivia behind it. Is that what you're saying?
It was a nod to everyone who stuck with them from the beginning. That's what I'm going with.
All right. You still never gave us the premise of this movie.
I thought
Gonna
you were.
make you do it.
I thought you were doing it.
Oh no! I said you were doing it.
There's the God's Eye, and it's going to be controlled by a hacker, and then they got to stop the God's Eye, so they do hack the planet.
I love your concise
It was fast.
run-throughs of these movies.
I'm not going to call it furious, but it was fast.
It was not furious at all. It was very jovial, in fact.
It does not have the same ring to it, though. Fast and jovial.
Why not? You don't like that?
No, I needed
That's
a
my
J
series
word.
I have in development.
If you were jovial and joltin', jovial and jolt, jovial and voltage, Joliet. Okay.
Voltage does not start with J. Get out
I
of here.
know. All right, I'm with high voltage, but all right.
Janky and jovial.
There we go.
Just some happy, fucked up ass cars going 10 down the road.
High stakes racing of go-karts.
We got our rusty hoopty mobiles, and we're happy about it.
feel like that wasn't a good enough premise, but I also kind of want to leave it as horribly explained as you did. The Rock. Let's talk The Rock for a second here. He's barely in it. I think that's because him and Vin Diesel don't get along. But also Jason Statham just straight up fights The Rock. That in what world does someone built like Jason Statham fight The Rock?
In Fast and Furious, man, where he's
in that world.
This
Right.
is a world where
yes.
cars fly.
I get
Okay.
it.
I mean, where like they hit the nitrous and boom, like shit's happening.
I have a question as well for you, Cartel, because you've seen all these movies. After they jump the cars out of the back of the plane and they do that whole chase action scene, when Paul Walker is leaping back over and Letty spins the car around and he catches onto the back, is that something Letty does in every movie?
Wait, does she do it? She does.
Like, is that Letty's move? Is that her signature move?
That might be like her little, her little maneuver.
Because, spoiler for the second half of this episode, she does it in the game as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her signature move.
What is your favorite stunt in this movie, Cartel?
I don't know. Oh wait, no. Well, maybe the bus about to fall or the armored transport. With Paul Walker like having to video game it out of there, but climbing underneath and then climbing on top, and then doing the jump you just mentioned.
Right on, Michael.
I don't think it was actually a stunt because I'm pretty sure they just sat in a car and green screened everything and just had the car shake around a little bit. But
that is another thing I wanted to get into, but go ahead, continue.
But I'm going with the car jumps from building to building twice.
That was also going to be mine. Another amazing section of special effects was making it look like Vin Diesel has friends. Not a Vin Diesel fan. But yeah, how weird is it to become an action star and you get to set and 95% of your action scenes is just you looking angry behind a wheel. Just like nips up shot of you looking like you're concentrating real hard. Like they even play with it in this movie at the very beginning when they make it look like Paul Walker's in a race or about to start a race, and then he's really just dropping his kid off at school.
Dude was the face of the series. He made it. Didn't do anything.
It's a strange way to become an action star.
I mean, but he's also having that the fist fight. Well, not fist fight because they got weapons. He's got two massive wrenches, and Statham's got chains.
I don't know what Statham had.
He
Looked
just
like
ripped it off
wipers.
off the car. Yeah.
It was a antenna and a windshield wiper.
Did you do research on this? Are you doing trivia or anything like that?
I did not. I thought Cartel would bring some trivia to this.
I want to know
I got
why Gal Gadot's scenes were deleted. Because she was in the earlier movies, right?
Yeah.
Gal Gadot is in, and she's also in the credits at like the opening credits.
I know she's in the credits, but she has no scenes. She's seen in a picture, but she's not in the movie. And it says on IMDb all her scenes were deleted. So I was just curious if anyone actually knew why.
I do not know why.
Because I know she was in the earlier ones.
Yes, she was.
Almost all of the trivia here is about how they continued the movie after Paul Walker died. Who's Jordana Brewster?
That's Dom's sister.
Okay. All of Jordana Brewster's scenes had to be shot at the very end of filming because she was on Dallas, which was canceled. Over 230 cars were destroyed during the filming of this movie. Furious 7 is the first film in the series to reach $1 billion at the box office. That's surprising to me. I guess that's why you think it's the best one, Cartel?
The fan consensus.
One little bit of trivia that I did do on my own. I did painstaking research today. Surprising to me, there were only 9 families in this movie. Only said 9 times, and not all of them were by Dom.
That is surprising to me.
And if you're wondering, the answer is yes. I also have the count for the game, but it is less, or it is more disappointing.
Really?
All right, and in our new format here, I'm actually going to remember to, on the podcast, ask you guys, Cartel, you're first. Give me a 1-sentence review and a 5-star rating, and then I'll throw them up on Letterboxd for the podcast.
I'm gonna give this movie Furious 7 5 stars because R.I.P. Paul Walker 5 stars. Tuna no.
That is your review. R.I.P. Paul Walker 5 stars.
5 stars.
I don't think you understand.
Tuna
reviews.
Tuna no crust. R.I.P. Respect.
Oh my god.
All right, that I'm not sure if that's a sentence, but
Yeah. I mean, listen.
I'll take it. Michael,
when I die, Cartel's doing the speech.
He's giving it 5 stars.
Yeah.
Mike, good friend, 5 stars.
R.I.P.
Michael.
All right. Really good action movie. I mean, it's everything you want from an action movie, right? It's over the top. The special effects are good and believable. There's not too much downtime between the action, and the dialogue during the action is pretty good. As an actual movie, like, is this like something you really want to pay attention to and nitpick? No, just watch it and have fun with it. And I give it 3.5 stars.
All right.
It's good, mindless fun.
So Cartel gives me 3 words. Mike gives me 3 pages.
No, there's a lot of commas. There's commas and semicolons. Some M dashes.
So 4 pages with all the punctuation.
Yeah, but it's all one sentence.
And I'm gonna also give it 3.5. Not a huge car guy. I enjoyed the movie a lot more when I was playing video games and had it playing next to me. That's my review.
Yeah, and I think that's how I've watched all the other ones. Just in the background.
It's an action movie.
Yeah.
It's
you can glance up every now and then and pay attention for a good action scene, and then go back to whatever.
And with that, we're gonna move on to Fast and Furious Crossroads right after this break.
Break. I need a break. We're on a break.
And we're back. All right, let's hop into this game. Fast and Furious Crossroads. Cartel, I'm so mad at you for making us play this. Let me go through. Fast and Furious Crossroads was a racing game. It is now delisted. Based on the Fast and Furious film franchise. It was developed by Slightly Mad Studios, which is a subsidiary of Codemasters, and published by Bandai Namco. You can still get this game, even though it's delisted, for around $8 if you want a physical copy. And if you want to get a Steam key, you're going to have to drop around $220.
Oh, no.
It's delisted. What now?
I was gonna say, yeah, no, it's pretty much unavailable digitally.
Yeah, those when something gets delisted, those Steam keys go up, man.
We maybe should have bought a whole. We should have bought a whole bunch, and then be selling them.
Yeah, because lots of people are running out there for this game.
It blows my mind that this thing was released in 2020.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Absolutely blows my mind.
I don't know how to say this, but yeah, some games are terrible, but this one was fun.
So, something that has never happened before in all of our time podcasting. We each played this game on a different console. I played on my launch Xbox One.
OG Xbox One, huh?
Car smell. You played it on your what is the
PS4
One S?
or PS4 Pro or no, you're
Oh,
right.
I thought you
No,
played
no,
it on
no,
your
no,
Xbox.
no, you're right. I played it on the Xbox. You're right. You're right.
But is it an Xbox
It's
Pro?
Xbox One S. So it's the upgraded one or
And then Michael, you took it up a notch
Yep.
and played it on your Series X.
Correct.
Well, let me tell you guys.
It didn't matter that I was playing on the Series X.
I was dropping frames.
Yep.
I was driving into a pixelated future.
I was driving into a dust storm, so they didn't have to load the terrain.
Oh man, this game. Oh, hold on. I skipped over one of the best parts. There's actual actors in this game.
Oh, this had a budget at some point. Yeah.
I think that's where they blew the budget.
Oh,
Probably
for sure. Yeah, because everyone who's from the movies well, they got asked to record them things. They never put any effort into it.
Vin Diesel's in this. Michelle Rodriguez is in this. Tyrese Gibson, Sonequa Martin Green, who I fucking love from New Girl and Star Trek, and Asia Kate Dillon. One thing I loved about this.
Wait, you didn't mention the bad guy.
I don't know him.
Peter Stormare.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes, I do know. Oh,
You know Peter Stormare.
Yeah,
Everyone.
Yeah, no, he's a bad Russian in everything.
Big Lebowski.
If there's a bad Russian, it's him.
He's a bad guy with an accent.
He's a nihilist.
One thing that was amazing about this game was non-binary actor. They used the proper pronouns the entire time. I was amazed by that in a Fast and Furious, really thrown together game that they had, human respect. I wasn't expecting respect.
Well, it's funny you say that because that's kind of how Vin Diesel imagined the Fast and Furious. He wanted every character to be from a different walk of life, which is why, like, you look at their cast, like, it's so diverse.
Now you're coming in with trivia? Where were you a couple minutes ago?
Well, I
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I mean, that's literally like he wanted to put together a thing of a diverse team and make it a broad appeal. He really wanted to make it
in this game.
Inclusive.
Play that. It was very good.
So,
Cartel, do you remember the story of this game? Do you want to walk us through the premise of this game?
Is there a doomsday device that we got to stop? And and we do.
Yeah, there are giant EMPs that they are gonna launch into space and explode in space, I think. But
we got to stop some EMPs, is what you're saying.
Yes, yeah. Even though Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez and Tyrese are in this, it's more Sonequa Martin Green and Asia K. Dillon's story.
They outsource some work, is what you're saying.
Yes.
The actual team, Fast and Furious team, outsource some work.
And they're working with Interpol because that's what car thieves do. I liked the premise of the original, what are they called? The bandits that are on roads. Neither of you?
I don't remember.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bandits on road. Hijackers? That's bandits in the air.
Highwaymen. Highway robbers. I like that the original Highwaymen are still like a secret organization in this game. And that's who the bad guys were. I'm struggling to give this game praise beyond what I already have because it was bad. It was bad.
All right.
The racing's not even good.
No, it's not.
And
it's not good.
It's a Fast and Furious game, and the very first race they put you in, they make you lose. I was so mad.
I cannot
Part of the
believe
story that you lose.
that they did not license an established racing game engine.
Oh my god, if they had just licensed Burnout and
Yeah.
reskinned it, it would have been Game of the Year. It would have made so much money.
Ridiculous how bad the driving is. Like, I cannot believe that this came out in 2020, because this is at least a decade behind in racing technology games.
No, it's Crazy Taxi
Yeah.
with worse graphics.
Yeah.
That being said, it was still kind of fun.
It was kind of fun. Yeah. I'll give it that.
It is an
But-
enjoyable game to play.
Mike beat it in a day, which I was very impressed.
It's not very
Was
long.
it one sitting?
It was.
That's impressive.
It's not very long. It's what 13 or 15 chapters, like 16 chapters. Like it's 4 to 6 hours, right?
I'm pretty sure I did it in under 4 hours.
Yeah, it's like 4 to 6 hours. So there's not much to it, Like once you get going, And I'm not gonna lie, I did not do it in a day because I was having so much fun with it. I was like, I don't want to finish this right away because I'm having fun with this.
You're one of those.
Yeah, let's not go that far.
If I enjoy something, I cram it. I take all of it and it's gone.
Peter Stormare showed up, and I didn't want to fucking not give the respect to Peter Stormare. I had to. I can't just burn through his performance. It's like, no, I want to interact with him for a few days.
They shut him down, and I enjoyed it. He started to give his bad guy speech, and they were like, yeah, shut up.
See, you need to practice your delayed gratification. Cartel.
Me?
Yeah. Cartel's got it
No.
down.
No, if something's good, take it all. Cartel, what was your favorite chapter? Your favorite set piece?
The one where the one where you're racing down the mountain is right over the mountain and the dunes.
Oh, you son of a bitch! The avalanche.
Yeah.
That was gonna be mine.
Yeah.
That was gonna be mine. That part was fun.
Yeah.
In full disclosure, we played this game a long time ago, and for the podcast, and forgot, or at least I did. So, people's memories might be a little rusty. I did my due diligence for one specific reason, which I might as well go ahead and tell you now. It was so I could count the families, and there was only 5 in this game, which was very disappointing. I spent 2 hours watching cutscenes of this game for 5 families, and I was very mad. But yeah, so I just rewatched it, so I'm fresh up on it.
So
But
wait a
like,
second. But you didn't. You're saying cutscenes, but what about the chatter in the game? Like just the
the
exposition.
cutscenes I watched included that.
Okay. So
Yeah,
it had
I did my job, buddy.
it had the end
I did
game
my job.
Exposition dumps.
One thing I was really surprised was it was different from my playthrough because no one over and over and over and over again screamed, "Letty, no!"
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know if I have a favorite, but I definitely have a least favorite, and it's the hovercraft. And I have Letty know.
Letty died
Yes.
so many times.
With the hovercraft. Letty know. Burned in my head.
Yeah, you
hovercraft
fight a hovercraft in this game,
was the worst
and
one.
towards the end, it starts dropping scatter bombs on you. And I didn't realize that was happening for like my first 6 Letty deaths. Once I realized it was happening, I was like, oh, I could just dodge these. But yeah, I killed Letty a lot.
Yes, I killed Letty a lot on that level. Even
That was
with the
a-
dodge, it was kind of hard still.
That one
Because
was
there was still people around you left and right that were shooting you, so you had to worry about left and right, plus all the
Oh.
bombs coming in from above.
In almost every chapter, you have at least 2 other cars with you. And you can swap between them, which is cool. But the AI-driven cars are constantly in the way.
Yes.
They're worse than the enemies.
You try to dodge the bombs coming in from the hovercraft. Nope.
And your friends have boxed you
Yes.
into the bombs.
You got a tree on one
And
side and your
they're
AI
like-
helper on the other.
They're just like 5 stars, RIP. see what else about this game. We didn't do any of the multiplayer.
Oh, the servers are
So-
shut down, so we can't.
Yeah, we definitely played it in the wrong spot. The events of this game take place after Fast and Furious 8, so we should have watched either 8 or 9.
Probably should have watched 8. Yeah.
But we'll get to them. There's plenty of other Fast and Furious games. I was looking. Apparently, Dom has a little brother.
There are so many unnamed or unknown family members that pop up. Like, yeah,
Family.
Dom has a brother in Fast 9 or 10. No, Fast 10's the one's coming out. Fast 9, he's got a little brother, and you're just like, wait, you've got a little brother, and all of a sudden it's John Cena? Like, what?
It is not John Cena in the game in Fast and Furious Spy Racers, where you play as Tony Toretto.
Well, maybe I gotta brush up on the Fast and Furious canon there, because
Yeah, the game Spy Racers, which Vin Diesel is also in, so it is a for real deal game. It's more cartoony, and it looks like it might actually be fun.
I believe it's based on a children's animated show.
Oh, so we're gonna have to watch a children's animated show of Fast and the Furious?
I believe, but I also
I didn't even know that existed. That's amazing.
could be completely wrong.
That is a 50. Anything that ever comes out of our mouths, it is a 50% chance.
I
that
very
we're
much could be
completely
lying
wrong.
here. Why? Because a party.
Oh man. No, there is a cartoon. Fast and Furious Spy Racers.
So then the Rise of Shifter is the prequel to that. Okay.
But yeah, so we'll definitely be getting into Fast and Furious games.
Tight.
Yeah, you say that. No, I didn't hate it.
It's not.
I would not recommend going out of your way to buy the physical copy.
No.
And I definitely would not recommend
I will say this.
buying a Steam key for $200.
I will say this: if you can pick it up for $10, pick it up because it's $10. That's a good afternoon. It's like renting a movie. You know what I mean? Like,
I loaned Mike my copy for him to play, and I was mad when he handed it back to me.
I didn't want it. No. You know what made me mad about it though, and you're right, it was a pretty fun game. The problem is
Maybe
that
we'll give it away.
Why? It's just frustrating that they didn't license a better engine because it could have been a really good game.
Oh god, if they license, yeah.
That's what makes me mad about the game is that it could have been an actual good game, and instead it's a pretty crap game.
So does Universal just not have a video game department? Like, I don't really know the Universal video games.
I don't know. I'm not really familiar with these guys.
I mean, they didn't use their own video game department if they do have one. I'm sure they subcontract out to developers and then they publish.
Well, I mean, Universal's also the company that has the rights to the Hulk, and they haven't created a Hulk spin-off film or whatever because they can't play along with Marvel, so they're afraid to make money. So this kind of makes sense.
This was Slightly Mad Studios, a subsidiary studio of Codemasters.
Which I said it.
Yes, you did.
Nobody listens to me.
You know what's weird? These guys did Need for Speed.
What? Really?
Yep.
Which one?
In 2009, Slightly Mad Studios released Need for Speed Shift.
So this is probably
never played that
a
one.
Need for Speed knockoff of some sort.
It could be, but that would make sense because it was like in 2009.
When did this game come out?
2020. Like
I closed my.
It felt like a 10-year-old video game car engine.
Yeah, so they just had code laying
Yeah,
around.
they basically took Need for Speed from 2009
And
and
they
made
just
it a
skinned
2020 game.
Skinned it Fast and
Somebody-
Furious.
Yeah.
Somebody looked into a supply closet and there was a manila colored computer in there, and they're like, "What's on this?" And they're like, "Oh, this old racing code. Let's reskin it and sell it."
Yep.
If we do this, we make it a tie-in.
Oh man, yeah, it could have been a Game of the Year contender if they had licensed a decent racing engine and slapped Fast and the Furious on it, because people People love this franchise.
So
People love racing games.
Is that the problem? Is that the problem? Like just it's a broken game play wise.
It's just janky.
So
It's
if it wasn't
janky and
janky,
curious.
if it wasn't janky though, you guys would be like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it would have
Yes.
been. It was a good story. Had it been fun to play, like everything, it looked good. It should look good. It's an action game. It shouldn't be loading as it's coming at me. I shouldn't be driving into the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's a racing game.
Like
The world should load before it gets to me.
Forza and Burnout have this problem solved, and I just don't understand how they don't.
Oh my god! If they had done this in the Forza engine,
Yeah.
ridiculous. But again, they didn't.
Oh no, it is
It is a classic. It is a classic money grab tie-in.
it is a bait and switch
It's what this podcast is built on.
it is a bait and switch and you know, but I mean I stand by it saying, hey, it's pretty fun. It's worth checking out at least once. You'll find it used, you know what I mean? Hell, you might even find it new, but it'll be under $10.
Yeah, it was $8 on at GameStop when I googled it, and I forget what I paid for mine. It was not a lot. Unless you're at a GameStop and you're just grabbing like 20 games for $50 kind of deal, leave it on the shelf. It's not worth it.
If you go to GameStop and it's like pick 2 games, it'll be $15. Yeah?
No.
Yeah,
Or
I
is that
mean,
too much?
That's too much.
I think it's worth $8. It was $8 worth of fun.
I'll give it that.
One afternoons?
One afternoon's worth of fun. Some frustrating parts. You'll be mad, but it was still a little bit of fun.
A 12-pack of Joke Cola.
So it goes fast. It makes you furious. It's kind of fun.
And you'll finish it
It's what we landed on.
in under 7 hours.
You could watch this and a movie and have a good evening.
That's too much. All right, so yeah, that was Fast and Furious Crossroads. Next week is a mini episode where we do our news. That's part of the new format. Check us out on all the social medias where the tie-ins. Our Patreon is live. Woo! The tie-ins at Patreon or whatever. Yeah. Anybody else have anything?
I will say this.
to add?
If you write some copy for us to read, maybe I could read a sentence and then Mike could read a sentence as we exit out.
Oh, if I write some fucking copy for you to read, fuck you. Write your own goddamn copy, dick.
I'm going to send it back to you, redlined.
Mike, do you want to write the copy?
All right, we'll see you next week. This is the tie-ins. I'm Johnny.
I'm Cartel.
I'm ludicrous.
And we just wasted your time
Oh boy, yeah.
in the red light district. Follow us at the tie-ins on all social media.
Join our Discord, the link to which can be found on all said social media.
Join our Patreon at patreon.com/TheTie-ins.
And please remember to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform.
It helps connect us to more listeners like you.
Well, not like you. Better, cooler listeners.